It's a fence, a higher fence, now keeping marchers well back from the White House. We have new video showing some of the confrontations between police and protesters overnight, with officers using pepper spray rounds to try to clear the streets. Senior Washington editor Lindsay Duncombe leads our coverage this hour. The scenes last night there, Lindsay, right in front of Lafayette Park, right in front of the White House. Tell us more about what happened there last night and into the early morning hours.
There were thousands of protesters, a couple of thousand by the estimates of those on the ground. These were larger crowds than we had seen in previous nights, but unlike previous nights earlier this week, it was largely peaceful. Even though these people were out long past curfew, there were not as many skirmishes, although there were some, and the protesters were allowed to continue with their chants and voicing their concerns about police brutality and about the death of George Floyd. One of the images of what happened last night is especially striking. Take a look at the scene at the Lincoln Memorial, iconic in the heart of D.C. You see there the military police staring down as those peaceful protesters gathered on the National Mall. One of the reasons why the presence was so much larger last night is because of what happened on Monday night, Heather, the night before, when the Trump administration used tear gas to clear the park, Lafayette Square, between the White House and the historic St. John's Church, so that Donald Trump could walk through and have a photo op holding a Bible. And to protesters who were on the streets last night, that was the reason why they came. Certainly a lot of the anger, a lot of the chants directed against the president. And that was part of the interaction between Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren and protesters. Here's what that looked like.
Because he's wrong.
He's racist.
He is imposing violence on our people. People are here to protest peacefully.
Let me through, y'all.
Elizabeth Warren, Lindsay, as she joined the demonstrators, she is a Democrat, of course. She is a fierce critic of Donald Trump. But what about members of his own party? What are Republicans saying, if anything?
Some Republican senators have come out and spoke against that particular move, the photo op in front of the church, including Ben Sasse of Nebraska, Susan Collins, Tim Scott, the only black Republican in the Senate. However, there are many others who either remained silent or defended the president. This does fall along the same familiar partisan lines that so much of the political discussion and discourse in this country continues to fall. And as for the president, nothing subdued there. He continues to tweet in anger. Even just this morning, he tweeted "law and order" in all caps, and then went on to criticize how this is all being covered in the media, saying, Heather, really sick to watch the fake and totally slanted news. He goes on to say that the media organizations are offshoots of the Democrats, and talking about the election, saying we will win.
Lindsay, thank you very much. Lindsay Duncombe is our senior Washington editor.